Hey guys, Dave here. Welcome to the Centurions review, the punk rock band of wargame review institutions. This is Ritter, a Diceless battle game for Ancients and Medievals by Chris Engel, and the publisher is Hamster Press from Indiana. I've actually never heard of them. I believe this is from the 1990s. I got it either at an auction or at an FLGS or something, or maybe at a convention, but I paid very little for it. At first, I didn't even know if this was a miniatures rule set or if it was a game itself or what. So I went on the Board Game Geek page, and that had no information either. It didn't even say whether it was a miniatures game or not. So I saw that there's a PDF of this on Wargame Vault. They're selling it for the PDF for like $10, and there they claim it's a set of miniature game rules. So let's open it up and see what's in it. It doesn't have anything on the back side. So right, in here, there's a big piece of styrofoam or foam core or whatever you call that stuff, and there's not much here. Right here he's giving an intro to and saying how he likes to play campaign games, blah blah blah, and how he came about this dice system. Alright, it's going over troop types. You got artillery, auxilia, blade, bow, cavalry, and civilian. So if it's got auxilia, then I guess you would say it's compatible with ancients like Romans and stuff. Seems kind of like DBM, where they're just grouping everything, the types of troops, into these broad categories. And it says it's for medieval too, so I guess if you have foreign troops, those would be auxilia too. I don't know. But yeah, it seems kind of DBM-like there. Or DBA, any of that type of stuff. Oh, and there's also chariots, elephants, generals, knights, pikes, siloi. I hate that term. I like the term skirmisher. Spear and war bands. It says a game about maneuver, so skill is very important. And now it's talking about basing the figures and the order of play. Alright, it says it's like a chess game. Each turn, one of the players moves his troops and does all his attacks, and the other does move and attack. So the sequence of play is player 1 move and attack, player 2 move and attack, and repeat it until the battle ends. And now it's talking about movements such as moving forward, wheeling, turning in place, and how light infantry may turn in place and move. What else do we have here? Cavalry and infantry, except for war bands, may about face and move. So I guess war bands would be like barbarian units or something. Light infantry may back away while maintaining facing. Stands may interpenetrate if they not end up at the same space at the end of the move. Alright. Now it's talking about forming units and moving units. We kind of just went over. Units move at the speed of their slowest member. Alright. So now, as far as units, it's doing wheeling, turning in place. Alright, so it's the same as moving an individual stand, I guess. Alright, pretty much. Alright, it's a unit consisting of many stands. Alright. And you got breaking up and reforming units and basic attacks here. Resolving killing attacks. Other battle games use dice to determine which attacks win or lose. How does this do it? Must have a chart or something. So it's got some order of resolution here. All troop types kill routers. All troop types kill if attacking from the flank or rear. All troop types kill if attacking in a march column. Alright, interesting. It's got a whole bunch of rules for that. Pikes formed into double ranks cannot be killed by a frontal attack. Interesting. So this game has invulnerable units in some, and not completely invulnerable, just in some positions they're invulnerable. And it's very brave of the game designer to do that. Alright. The combat results table uses the word kill to describe what happens when a killing attack wins, but this is not necessarily what happens. Okay. The losing player can choose for his defeated stand to die where it is. In that case, it's in fact killed, or the player can choose to save his stand by having it route directly away from their attacker. Alright, so if you're killed, you have the option of routing if you're able to do so. It's got something called herding into killing grounds here, and the pursuit rules, and going over archery, and rallying, routed stands, and terrain, and march columns. I want to see this combat results table. Alright, going over the rules for generals. Alright, here's the army list. Yeah, this is a really abstracted Ancients game, kind of like DBA. I personally think DBA and DBM are the worst ancient rules the world has ever seen, and quite possibly no one will ever come up with a worse rule sets than DBA or DBM, so I have faith this won't be as bad as those. Alright, here's for making up your own armies. Alright, so I guess this is the table that shows if you kill. Alright, this is really weird how it does it. It's definitely unique. I'll give them this. None of the other games I've used have used some kind of combat results. I don't know if you call this a sequence or an order or what. Interesting. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Just want to show you guys this. This looked like something that belonged on this channel because it's so utterly bizarre and I guess you would say unique too. And if you haven't heard, I'm selling used war games on my website, so be sure to check it out at least once a week because I'm always putting new stuff up there. And have a good evening.